All right, we are live. You. You're not getting Kelsey. Kelsey, move over.
Treasurer, Trevor, if you might take roll call. President, all of officers, Council President John Hendricks.
Present.
Vice President Don Polk.
Present.
Councilmember Bonnie Osborne. Council Treasurer Wayne Onion, the acting secretary, the agendas and the minutes were distributed earlier. And as far as I know, there's nothing new or important to move on to the agenda. You, sir, have it all.
You guys had time to look over the monthly meeting minutes for the town board meeting. I'll make a motion. Bob, second. All those in favor? Any opposed? All right, we'll open up the town meeting. Here.
We have a presentation. We'd like a few minutes of our time to go.
You guys have four? You don't have to.
My name is Carolyn, I'm with Globe Life Liberty National, this is my partner Michael, and this is my other partner Mackenzie. We actually sat down with Jeremy and Wayne and told them about our program. Now what this does is provide 2 free introductory offers for every employee. The first one is our accidental death coverage that will provide $3,000 of accidental death coverage for every employee, $3,000 of coverage for their spouse, and $1,000 for each dependent child. And then the next one is our non-insurance discount card that will provide between 10 to 85% off of different things such as vision, hearing, prescription drugs, and chiropractic care from all across the nation. Now, every single one of the employees would have access to that. And then we do have a couple other products that we would be able to offer those employees if it was up to their discretion.
Will this be supplemental to the insurance we currently have, so that one?
And the biggest thing for you guys is, it is also a free tax program, so the town in general will also take contact and get us for payroll taxes, so you guys will also have that option. We'll do everything on a needs-based basis, that we do, so you guys have our coverage elsewhere. That's a big portion of it, and then everything that we have is permanent and portable, so everyone sees everything, so it's a little bit different than how typical supplemental company would work for your job. You can use everything when you switch over to the jobs whenever you're hired and leave. Yeah. So biggest thing today is just we just needed permission and to be okay, make sure that you guys are good to know that we need everybody. And then you can always coordinate with therapy and everyone can set a time for all the departments, make sure it's what we're doing. There's no. And then we can wait until we will have a couple signatures that we need from you guys, so we can make your account, our corporate office is in McKinney, Texas, so we have to send it in for the real people and not commit fraud. Yeah, of course.
Surely you're not a robot, right?
I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. You can ask him, I'm not a robot.
I would assume that some of the paperwork doesn't.
Yeah, it is not.
Includes any obligation for anything. or-
Yeah, sure, it's not.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, how you doing?
Jeremy?
For the town, appears to have been out there in the roads and alleys, so we will continue to do so as needed. We have several people contacting here in the next couple of weeks, so not on the grass, we'll be there when we're. We'll do more combo batching this month. We did create a YouTube channel for time being, we'll be there when we'll be, so we also work on whatever we're recording the meetings. And that's the live stream and recorded. We did purchase one new camera and mic cables to finish the 4 mics we got there. There's a company offering to do mic setups, meet all the safety requirements. I looked into it a little bit, but it's $10 a lot of options. Camera reception, we have to do this in tech world, that may be a little cheaper. So we're doing what we're required, but we can do it better. We also did get cameras installed in the blue shop across the street, and cameras in the back shop. Blue shop across the street, that's just security, just kind of just clear your equipment in there, and able to come on. So we reached out to a third-party contractor, to help us get internet over there, and they purchased these cameras. So we see what's going on over there, blue shop. It was nice to have that. Also, we had talked about the pricing of phone systems in our office for a while. Frontier is very tricky. The lease line to the west bank, if I remember right, is almost $800 a month. So we have looked at going with Verizon, it's much cheaper. The only downside to this is we will have to update some of our state control systems, because if we dial up, everything will go through remote IPs. We'll have to upgrade this stuff, but that's 17 and 25 years old, so it's getting back and forward. But I would like you guys to okay, what will my spending money, but I just want to push your role, translating for the components and office. And that's one line, the first one,
We know run about there, what we're talking, and the cost on the upgrades to the SCADA to make that work.
we're playing around with several different ideas. We use a POX device, which is playing a cell phone device, plus it's run the way it is. The problem is, when we have an issue with the SCADA system, we're running out of parts to buy again. So at some point, we're gonna have to upgrade. It's gonna be $5,000, it's gonna be $6,000. That's the only scary part of it.
So that's here, for one of our contracts, the state guy. They're buying us, WD buying all the good used stuff they can, to keep us and other places going, but at some point, you know, we just won't- if you can't buy it, maybe.
I know.
I have a problem with it.
Much cheaper than it is.
How much is it now?
Taylor, what are we up with that one?
Over 400 in the water office. That one you were talking about that was 800 last month, it's 1,200 this month.
From what I remember right, it was going to be changing all the phones, finding phones out, right, we were still $1,200 or $1,300.
The phones are $100 each and the service is $20 a month per phone.
So once we got a phone call, that's, yeah. Yeah.
So I'll make a motion for Darren to move forward, switch the comes over and have the SCADA. I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Ron seconds, all those in favor? Any opposed?
That is all I have for the town.
Great. Had a busy month. In June, we had 174 calls for service. Year-to-date total is just under 700. We've already surpassed last year's complete total call for service by over 150 already. Had almost 30 calls for assistance. That brings it up to about 140. 5 incident reports, 4 arrests, 20 traffic citations, 2 warnings, not verbal included. 5 vehicles impounded. We have located roughly 2.5 ounces of methamphetamine. It's drug paraphernalia, 2 OWIs. Year-to-date stats are just below that. I'm not going to go through those. Training-wise, Deputy Barnes completed annual state mandates to the law enforcement training board certification. Reserve Deputy Hendrick will be beginning pretty basic training in July. I think we finished something up to 28, correct? Yeah. So start 28 for that. That'll be about a 30 to 45 day period. We'll get that started. We issued out 30 ordinance violations last month. Bring their year-to-date up to 44. When it comes to vehicles, we did get a new vehicle, as of today, actually this morning, at the radio installed, that is 100% usage and everything's completely done with it, really appreciate it, it's a very nice vehicle, and I explained it to John and Don earlier, how that's enjoying that safety and security feature on these newer cars, just for safety of the officer. We had a discussion between me, John, Dr. Lane, Dr. Jeremy, of making the marshal, the deputy marshal, an hourly position, so it's a salary position. I think we've all come to agree that there's a lot more pros than there's any cons to it whatsoever, and we'll solve the important issue, getting that money. So, on the 20th, but I think that so I want to make sure the board's okay with doing that report, so if we stop over and go through next year, I think it makes sense. Other than that, reserve deputy was sworn in on 30th of June, and last thing is I didn't write it, I just wrote it in, I didn't have to type it in, I noticed something right here, over on Cape Town Road, we have a 20-mile per hour speed limit sign. That's a conflict of state law, so we're gonna have to make that to 30, because it's not by a park zone, it's not by a school zone, and I can't remember what the third option was. No, I know. I understand, but, no, I get it. So we're saying that it's one of those things where someone one to look at and point at it, that's going to be the urban area. So that's something that I'll get with Aaron with on the design change. It's very little, but I know it's on the way to try to do that. But that's all I have.
I saw them on after the fact, on Facebook, the person said, I saw the day later, and there's something when you're coming to the town, Myron.
I did hear a little bit.
I didn't know,
Don't
he
hear
came
that.
up here, I drove by, asked him, I thought that I.
Someone came over to the fire, and I was over there talking to John, I can't remember his name, but he said that whoever found the kid doing it, he gave the neighbor himself, and the kid go back out and pick it up and then do push up. So, he just problem solved something, but
Yeah, I understand it was the kids' parents that they went and told the parents about what they did, the parents didn't live there.
I drove by and I saw it, and it was wrong,
yeah.
I was just wondering.
I'll bring another thing while we're on the topic of this park. There was a report, 2 nights ago that there was a 11-year-old girl that's playing the park, she was crossing Maine, a vehicle stopped, stopped her, trying to get her to the vehicle. She did it, and she ran home. Nothing criminal happened as of yet, we've been made aware, sheriff's office watches, neither of us were on, but I just want to throw that out there, that we're aware
Was
of
that
it.
on our camera?
The interaction, no, it's not, that's what we talked about. So, we're saying it happened on Main, not in the park, she was coming from the farm, she was crossing the street to go home. I have no idea, I'm pretty sure we'll get a vehicle, but he needs no criminal, potential. It's odd activity, yes, we're aware of it, but we'll throw that out there as well, but just keep an eye out for that.
Grand Island,
Yes, sir.
how you sit? The Tabor Town to be raised up to 30 miles.
Tabor Town, right there, Tabor Town Railroad, you're facing, I think the sign is on the north side of the road, on Apple Railroad, and it's a 20-mile per hour speed inside that street. That's an urban area, there's no park there, there's no school zone there, there's no natural wildlife, no state wildlife area, and there's no say, no. The state law says that we should max what state law is in the urban area, 50 miles per hour.
Okay, well, how about top 18 is 20 mile an hour, so we're down.
Yeah, like I said, there's a couple more.
Great.
If, again, if it's not near the need area of the park zone, it's not in a school zone, it's not near a state wildlife area or a state level, study of done decision, say for that special privilege for that certain area to be known and added to the statute, it has to match what state law is starting on Friday. So if there is other ones, which I'm gonna go around town, if there is, we're just changing study because that's what state law says.
They don't run, they will run 20 mile an hour.
I get it, and even if they go over 20, we can't enforce, we have to enforce that 30, so if they want 29, they're not taking my alleyway mall. Alleyway is.
Grant,
Well,
Railroad was lowered to 20 because of the curve, and for the people coming westbound that aren't familiar with it, they were driving off the road.
Yeah. I understand, but it's still a speed, like, the law states it has to be the urban area, I could use it for the research, but there's no exception because it's because of the curve coming up. So it's like,
They can get a first on.
yeah, we did, yeah, absolutely, yeah, we did that, but when it comes to actual speed in the law,
Yeah.
that's what I'm referring to. So, I understand the deterrence, but it's just not enforceable, that's what I mean by that.
We do that first. Yeah, we do it for some damn. There were several times, 10 years ago, that we just take, that's supposed to be the best. There's a lot of good ones,
Yeah,
Wayne, anything? Jeremy?
Open the floor for public comment for the
Tim?
Levi. See any public comment? Tom second, Bob, make a motion. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, let's open. The utility board meeting minutes from June 10th. All in favor, motion approved. Tom makes a motion, Bob seconds, all those in favor? Let's start with water. Jeremy.
Absolutely, if you keep going, submitted to the state earlier, this, board offer. It can be viewed on the town's webpage, to the line.gov. We need to discuss the rate study, rate increases, or, this project, keep that on there. Lincolnshire, the state, or county moving forward with that, there it is. They're gonna replace sidewalk, streets, drainage, if I remember correctly. We've got to be involved with this before, with their, I know we talked about it before, but I just wanted to say, we need to do it, we need to do some of that infrastructure in there. So, several new meters installed on the books, the new Mohawk here, we've been used twice. The, guys went out the other day and shot off the road, one of the, remember those? For sure. Yeah, well, let's not about that. We had one of the original, started to build, if I remember right. They just not quit, so we worked for them. It's a lot easier than what you built. We did also order a new battery machine, that's what we put in the office. We don't have 3/4 money, so we have to hire BNC or Wiley to come in, staffing in order to 1 inch. We purchased our own battery machine, that was 2 weeks now, so we have several that are coming up, for we can basically try to do that. We have to do that. And it's a new updated battery machine, that one's on the main tanks from the 50s to middle. Monthly samples will be next week. We do have an opening for our labor. Kelsey has taken the job with the board and two companies, so we can let them look at. So I just looked around what it is. We're gonna try that out for a while. That is all I have for the one.
Congratulations, Kelsey. Yeah, we wish you the best back. We'll miss you.
I'll miss this, but sure. It's good. Just
Yeah,
grateful.
right.
Very good.
This month of June, the plant reached 23,419,000 gallons. The max day in June was June 10th, at 1,272,600 gallons. 11th day was the 13th, at 386,900 gallons. The front daily average for the month was 780,600 gallons. And I still haven't got prices back on it. So,
Jeremy, you know, in regards to the water project, I know Baker Tilly was in the city, what would we do? Is there anything we should work on?
Not really, it's up to you guys, how you want to see, whether you want to do rate increase alone, rate increase project included, we can do rate increase project, we do a dual rate, single rate, we do anything like that, so we can report.
Well, I think we still have the, because that was just the public hearing that we had, on June 10th. I believe we still have the one public hearing. If I'm not mistaken.
quick, so we'll just talk.
Have we had any,
Honestly, we've not had any feedback from anybody here, the people that called that I'm aware of. My thoughts are probably different from other people, I mean, we're on such a cool rate, but about it last month, if we start on a different rate, it'll be a project that's well complicated, nice area of town, they can probably afford that cost, or if we do another project in a smaller area, where there's only 30 customers, we look at all the projects, it's a lot fair on different areas. These projects are gonna fix, not fix, but improve it as a whole, so I would like to see it spread across the board. That was when people told us, these are gonna be improvements for years to come, they're not gonna fix that one problem, but there's the labor there to expand, fix, grow. So if you're not there, you probably should take it over there.
One month on one, whether it's spread across everybody or one area. I think it's broken on both sides. It's not just about.
well, let's open the water side up to public comment, and see if there's anybody here tonight that wants to speak on that side.
If you don't know what we're talking about, we have some big projects that we're gonna have to do. We don't really get a choice to do several different areas, but they're the larger communities, Woodward, Lincolnshire, and those places. We're gonna have to do some fixing because other companies are going in and doing stuff. So if we don't fix it now, we're gonna have to tear up all that stuff and redo it when it breaks. So we might as well go ahead and jump in and do it now, so we don't have the cost of fixing the road when our stuff breaks. So,
Essentially, there's an overall rate increase that everybody gets across the board on the water. But with this project, the projects we have in mind, that increase can be a little bit higher. And we can either increase the rate for the people that are going to see the most funding of that project, or we could increase the rate equally across the board there. And that's the option that we have.
It is tricky, because there are gonna be some plant upgrades, there's gonna be tank upgrades, so there's a whole, there's these higher systems. But a lot of the money is gonna go Lincolnshire, Woodbridge, there's an H3 project, we have a 40 and St. Phil project. So it's kind of spread out all over.
And what will the benefit be to those here local?
Say that again.
What will the benefit be to those here local?
The storage tank will benefit you, and the plant will be able to.
I say that because having had my father, my grandparents, also locally, the cost of $89 for minimum bill was very prohibitive to them. When my grandfather was the longest in terms of half, and he's saying, that cost amount is at a very limited income. That's very difficult.
I don't disagree with that at all. That's why I see both sides of it. If we do it across the board, it's split between 3,500. If we just do it in these areas, we're doing large projects with customers that are actually going to be affected, probably only 300 or 400 people. So then you're putting several $1 million increase in just those people. That's also what scares me, because if we come into 19 acre, 18 area there, and we need $5 million for the work done over there,
those people do
that
not.
small area is gonna have to absorb that money.
So if we do it for one community and make them, that community only pay for that portion of fixing their neighborhood, then if we do that for them, then we also have to do it for Third Street, which is all, those are retired, all of it, all Third Street, they're all retired. There's only one home that has a working man. So if we do it for them, then they have to do that, and then that would really cripple parts of our community.
Well, anytime we have to do rate increases and stuff across the board for everybody, it doesn't matter whether you're gonna have to pay an extra $5 a month, or you're gonna have to pay an extra $15. For some people, $5 is a lot, for others, not so much. The one good thing I can tell you from the Baker Tilly study was that even with the rate increase, we were still staying in a very good area, or we're much lower than any of the other utilities around us, which made me, I was like, obviously it's a much harder sell when, we have to tell for our customers that we're going to cost them more money than what someone else can come in and do it.
They can't send them to them. We don't want donuts, because they're
I
bills.
got a question, I'm still on this, but I listen to the area, so I pay attention to what all do here, right? So it's saying that in the future, maybe 5, 10, 15 years, is there more projects that we know that's gonna need upgrades, where if we share the communities where all 3,500 customers pay them, we'll kind of pay back at the end, so that way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I may, just say, not as an officer, but as a person. The only other, when people call by me, and say, well, so-and-so paid this much for their water, so-and-so paid this much for their water. But our customers don't have an option of changing the service level. They're stuck on our pipes. Comparing what we charge to what Clinton charges. Comparing apples to oranges, so,
Well, it's, my opinion on that, it's not if we were willing to sell the water. If we could sell to somebody cheaper, then maybe that would be an option, but there's nobody cheaper to sell it. That's how I feel.
explain more in detail.
That was a,
Even with the full rate increase across the board, the minimum bill, water rate increase, will be 30, and I'm not talking about water and sewer. Right now, we're 21 or 28.5 for water and it would go to $36. It would still be 36, 34. They're owed for a minimum bill, the same amount of water, $50. So we're still well below. That is with the project included. If we do not get the project, they're talking about doing that 27. Why would it increase something that we try to look at, but if we want to do the project? Some of these larger projects, some of these parts of the system are 100+ years old and not follow time, no doubt about it. We can do small projects here and there, but we're never going to catch up, if that makes sense, without taking some large numbers out and we can pull the projects. And even if it's other being American, I think pull with other utilities, you get the higher rate the next day, the same pipes, same water, the first money, and they'll get around to the increase. So it's not like it's in a nice place to fix it. So that's what we need to discuss, if we need to work to the program together. Without understanding what fixed income or anything else, but at the same time, people want better quality, better stuff. Just to get that clean and some of these tanks is not happening, though. It's not getting cheaper by any means. And the good old boy system is gone where we can just run a main down the road. It's now $100 a foot, hydrants for $12,000, if I'm not wrong. It's ridiculous almost anymore, but we can't control that. We're the mercy of the price of living on. We want to see the system improve and be a better system. Not saying it's fast, but there are spots that are 100 years old, they need replaced. And the infrastructure was built backwards. We talked to Indiana American, so there's much smaller pipes out there, but thinking, a 2-inch subdivision, 2-inch line feeding on all of the infrastructure. The 197 houses. You have a small breaker, you do affect 197 feet. We have a 12-inch line out here, we have a small breaker, so we know that, we can repair, move on with life. So, there's a lot to look into, there's a lot to discuss. I'm going to get a decision by you, but there are several options.
Anybody else have anything for water?
Also, people that don't know, this isn't just numbers we pull out in here. We hired Baker, so we have to do a rate study, look at our system, long-term planning. These aren't just numbers that we basically made up. This is actually, if I remember right, it was done by the study itself.
and it's become various that concentrate on this.
No issues to report with sewer. I had one location where they need to replace the pump in, but waiting for a little fewer days. stormwater, culvert at Main Railroad is finally replaced, guys, we clean that out, we some of the ditch was over there. We're gonna go back to this more, we're gonna get more roof around and clean that area up. We did speak with the builders today. I'm not saying that there was. Yeah. I think we're ready, I think we have an idea where we're gonna move forward, I mean, we put some final things that issue and iron out in, but the project as a whole, what we want to do today, we can move forward with that and then finalize their plans and what they want to do over there. Hopefully move that project forward.
Yeah, I was, when I first heard about the state ditch coming down to me, I already had a lot of water. It upset me. I didn't realize the town would work with me. If I'd have known that at the beginning, I would have been downhill, out and off earlier. But I now need to be put on the bus that I'm for, I want to work with the town, hope the town works with me.
Well, we appreciate it.
Very much so.
I came, me and Jeremy went over to, if you don't mind saying Don, we went over to Don's today, and, yeah, Don took me around his property, and, you know, it would be an understatement to say that he's not getting a lot of water on his property. I mean, he's got it coming in from everywhere, from the east to the west, and then, you know, we're also, you know, bringing water in. So I think it's only right that we do work with him. We've, I think, come up with some pretty good options that, I think we can move forward on. And, we definitely don't want to cost him any more issue. So, he's got a very nice piece of property and more to keep that way. And I'm sure he'd love for us to be able to keep it that way. So, I told Dawn, you know, he's gonna have a lot to do with the contractor that we have to do that work. And want to help him make sure that things are done essentially to his liking on this part of the property. So, but, yeah, we very, very much appreciate it. So,
I appreciate you coming down looking at it. And with you going back there in the woods and stuff, you see now,
absolutely.
you know, it's about looking at it.
Yeah, absolutely it is. So. Yeah, that's okay. And we'll open it up to the question on it.
That being said, in course with the improvements out on Baker Street Park, Avenue and the alleyway there, we'd like permission to publicly advertise the project in the newspaper, local newspaper, start on August 4th and August the 13th. And then we'd like to approve the meeting on August 18th at 10 a.m. here at Town Hall, and so they're okay with that. And then we would open bids on August 28th, say 2 p.m. here at Town Hall, Thursday, the 13th. Best day to open a bid is on Thursday, so we're getting addendums out with the dates waiting for termination for it.
Fourth, 13th, and what was it?
Pretty good, the 18th. And then we'll open bids here on the 28th. Yeah, we have to open up the 13th.
All of them. Any issue with those dates? Somebody want to make a motion? Everybody got the bid?
I'll make a move.
Don made the motion, Rob second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
We'll do Christie and Grand Administrator, pick on the date. Did the project. We'll send it out to local contractors. Anybody else?
All right, public comment for someone. Project and doing what we're talking about. I'm kind of backing up here, so I didn't bring this up before I forget. This is more town business related. So we are we are working on a improvements grant, that would be for residents here in Cityville. It is maxed out at $350,000. What this grant would do is for anybody that essentially qualifies, we would go door to door, and people that need help as far as with the new roof on their house, or they need new water heaters, or they need new heaters. This grant would allow us to pay for that. It's not a handout. I don't want anybody to look at it that way. We're happy to go out for these grants. The money's there. It's available. Our chances of getting it are very, very good. It would be essentially $25,000 per household that qualifies. So, well, I would like for the board's permission for you to spearhead that project.
I would know, right? Because I can do it.
So if you guys, live here in Cityville and see Bobby or Chris and Gerald, or any administrator out walking around, this is what we're doing. So we're gathering information to see who would be interested in that.
What cost qualifications do they expect for that?
To be honest with you, I don't understand. I was not told that it was based off of income. But I think it's more that as long as the town qualifies for the grant, I think anybody that is a owner occupied home can essentially get $25,000. But there are restrictions. The other good thing I think is nice with this, when I say restrictions, there are certain things that it won't pay for. If you want to paint your house or if you want to pave your driveway, you can't use the money for that. Yeah, but ADA compliance is a big one. So if you've got somebody that is physically disabled or elderly, that could benefit from having a ramp outside their house, we can use this money to pay for a ramp to be built.
You do a lot of heaters throughout
But this money is available, and if you qualify to be able to get it, so I think we should go for it. There's no match required for the grant, so we don't have any out-of-pocket expense. So, I think, yeah. Would you mind steering over? What do you want this to be? Anybody else have anything? Does anybody else have anything over utility they want to talk about before we close the meeting? Don't make the motion, 5 seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you all for coming.
Didn't get you back there when I walked in.
I knew you were, so you started talking.
Yeah.